there's any men here, you might want to shut your ears. I was having panic attacks. Is this serving my body? Is this going to make me feel good? If I'm not having a period, then I'm not going to be able to have children. I was in a really bad place with my social anxiety. And welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. I do wish that I kind of done part 1 to this video 3 months ago. However, I felt like I might let myself down, as I usually do with sticking into a fitness regime and a health regime. So I'm kind of starting this journey with you 3 months on from starting my health journey, but I just feel like I'm at a point now where I have really progressed, really changed my lifestyle, and I wanted to just not only share my journey but hopefully inspire people who are wanting to get healthier, not just in terms of like exterior or physical, but like mental health and just internal health as well, especially for us women. And the reason I say especially for us women is because sometimes when we're not healthy on the inside, which was very much the case for me before I started my health journey, our bodies just don't like operate properly, they're not functioning properly. That was the case for me, and I haven't actually really been having normal periods for 3 years. I actually hadn't had a period up until last month, like a proper period for the whole of 2020, which may seem shocking to some people on here, but I also know that through speaking about it on my Instagram platform, where I have shared more of this journey, that a lot of women have actually been in the same position as well. So I just kind of wanted to start documenting what I've been doing over the past, I think it's about 90 days now. I started my journey at the end of November or mid-November, and I haven't been doing any kind of like fad diet or like making really extreme food changes or anything like that. I've literally just switched from, I don't know what the word is, I've changed my whole lifestyle, haven't I, Jack?
Yeah.
I have literally just changed my whole lifestyle in terms of becoming more active, more healthier, just thinking about my body first, just putting my whole self first. And it all actually started with a life coach call that I had. Now, I don't know whether anybody on here actually has ever had a life coach or has a life coach. Can be similar to maybe having a therapist or going for counseling, but it's more of like having like a hype man, like having someone on your shoulder who's kind of like, you know what you need to do, just go and do it. I had a really life-changing life coach call about 3 months ago, which really just kind of steered me in the right direction to getting me on this journey. So the things that I've been doing over the past 90 days, which I wasn't doing before, was firstly, I have been starting to exercise. So I got a PT, which I feel really fortunate that I've been able to do that. I know that a lot of people probably in the UK especially I don't think you can do personal training at the minute or have PTs, but hopefully it won't be like that for much longer. But here in Spain, we haven't had the same restrictions as you guys, but it doesn't mean that you can't exercise. I know that a lot of you doing like online programs and things like that, which is amazing. So exercising for me 4 times, I started 3 times a week and then I stretched myself to 4 times a week because I just thought on those 3 days I felt really powerful, like I really just felt like I could really take on the day, and I wanted that feeling for more days of the week. So I went from 3 times to 4 times. So I was having a one-on-one session, doing a mixture of like weights and cardio, all of those kind of things that I wasn't doing before. But for me personally, I'm kind of one of those people where I'm all on a think. So if I start exercising, I want to eat healthier as well. I feel like in the past when I've like exercised, tried to get on the healthy eating hype, because I wasn't exercising, I wasn't really like sticking at it. I feel like when I've done exercise, I'm like, wow, I don't want to waste all that hard work. That was really, really hard. Like I don't want to now go and eat loads of With exercising 4 times a week, then I was just making healthier choices, learned to kind of really challenge my mind when it comes to eating, just suffering with overeating, binge eating, and then punishing myself, getting into loads of self-sabotaging habits that just aren't good. A lot of people actually think an eating disorder, and I think I did as well. Like I never really recognized it was an eating disorder till maybe about 2 years ago, because a lot of people feel like an eating disorder is when you don't eat enough, but actually it can be the opposite effect as well. well. It can be in the opposite way where you eat too much. You're binge eating, which is what I've been in the habit of for like literally more than half of my life. I've really been just learning to like challenge my thoughts when it comes to food. I haven't been cutting anything out because I recognize that so many times when I've wanted to go on a diet and lose weight and all of those kind of things, I've like ran to the biggest quick fix. Like I've gone on like the Cambridge diet or the Atkins diet, cut my calories down to literally next to nothing. I've just been cutting carbs. This time I thought, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go like full extreme with cutting things out or restricting myself. I'm just going to be more in the frame of mind of like, is this nutritious? Picking up a food to eat, I'm like, is this serving my body? Is this going to make me feel good? Is this going to give me good energy? Is this healthy for my insides? So I've not been...
Is this going to get me towards my goal?
Yes.
Or take me further away from my goal?
Yeah.
As soon as you told me that, is this going to get me towards my goal?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So why am I eating it?
Yeah.
Okay, sack it off.
Yeah. And it was actually my life coach that taught me those kind of ways of thinking, just like challenging it. If you're going to pick something out the fridge which is like maybe unhealthy or like full of sugar and you know it's going to make you feel crap, like before I put it in my mouth I'm like, should I really be eating this? And obviously everything is in moderation. I have been having a piece of cake when I want it, or having, you know, a chocolate bar or something sweet, but it's in moderation now, and it's also very much in balance for me. So like if I'm gonna have something unhealthy to eat, I will make sure that the rest of my food that day is like healthy and nutritious. Just been challenging my mind that way, and in terms of like my usual eating habits, which were not in a good place for a really long time. I think over the past like 3 or 4 years I've gained like 3 stone, and that's not healthy weight, that was unhealthy weight. That was as a result of not exercising, not being as active as I should be to look after and care for my body, and binge eating. Yeah, massively changed my eating habits, but I've not restricted myself. I eat carbs, I have a piece of cake when I want it, I have a chocolate bar when I want it. I'm in the progress of this, of like not thinking of food of good and bad, but more just like, is this serving my body? Is this nutritious? Is this healthy for me? What this has actually done, like I said a second ago, it's actually got my body back into working properly for me. Like I just feel now that my body is actually doing what it was supposed to do. And I've been in a routine of like, just, you know, I work from home, so just like being stuck on the sofa, just chasing goals when it comes to my work, but I've not been really putting myself first and like my health first and thinking like, oh, I should go and exercise today, or I should go and, you know, move my body. I've been kind of like just really lazy, I guess, with like putting myself first and looking after my health. With eating healthy and exercising, last month I had my first proper period, so I'm really sorry to talk period. If there's any men here, you might want to shut your ears right now, but I think it's really important that we kind of like not normalize, but just talk about periods more, because I think from what I spoke about on my Instagram when my period did return last month, a lot of women were like, oh my god, like I've been wondering, you know, what was wrong with me? Why am I not getting my periods? Why is this like happening to me? And because people don't tend to speak about it because they're like, oh my god, why are you speaking about periods? Then a lot of women tend to think that something's just wrong with them and that it's not, you know, common, and that other women aren't going through the same thing. And it actually made me feel, as much as I don't want other people to not be having periods, when I was hearing about other women and what they were going through and that it was similar to me, I actually felt so much less alone, and I felt like, wow, like it's not just me, and like we can all get back to where it was, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Obviously everybody's different, but yeah, I would honestly have never been so thankful for period pains, cramping, breakouts. Like literally I welcomed my period with open arms this month, and it was amazing. Which sounds so grim, but it was like a proper period. Like in the last year I've just had like kind of like spotting and not really a lot of blood, whereas this one was like a proper regular cycle. And yeah, I just felt like, wow, like through me serving my body with the right food and with the exercise, everything's kind of getting back into its flow. Excuse the pun. So yeah, I felt really amazing for that. I know that everybody's different when it comes to mental health, but for me personally, working on my body, getting out and exercising, being with people, which which was something that was really uncomfortable to me because I had such bad social anxiety, which I'm not sure I've spoke about on here, but I've spoke about on my Instagram a lot. Just like getting out and being with my PT Collar, who is just the most amazing person, who's just really steered my mental health into the right direction. Like, just gradually, I am coming out of my shell so amazingly. Don't you agree, Jack?
Yeah,
like, I feel like it's really, in the past 2 weeks, it's really started to compound to a point where like I'm meeting new people, I'm doing things that I haven't done for years, and I feel comfortable to do it. I'm not in like an anxious state before I'm like getting out and meeting people, even if it's just going for a walk with new people. Like, I am doing those things, and yeah, I just feel really, really good about it. So
if you could compare like how our conversations were 3, 4, 5 months ago, I can't remember the time frame, to how you are now, it's literally like two completely different people.
Yeah.
In terms of mainly your mind. Obviously the body is an after effect of what's gone on in your mind.
it's just a bonus.
But the 100% with the anxiety and everything like that, you're in a real bit of a bad way, and then you completely changed the whole thing around.
Yeah,
so
and
it's great.
I feel like there's so much to speak about that there's just literally not enough time, and I will kind of like digress everything more. But yeah, I think it was November, December, I was in a really bad place with my social anxiety. I was really struggling to leave the house. I was having panic attacks. I'd be going to my lash appointment, I'd be sat in the car park, and then I'd just break down and not be able to go in because I have no idea why I wasn't in control of my body. My mind and my body were doing two different things. I was in a state of panic. I'd be going to the dentist and then having to talk myself and breathe through like a panic attack at the dentist because I just wanted to leave. My mind just wasn't right.
What was so crazy about it was that you could do all your work calls, you're talking to hundreds of people every day.
In the comfort of my own home.
You can talk on stage to hundreds or thousands of people. You can talk on calls, which most people would be like, that is terrifying. And then something so simple like, oh, I'm going to the dentist, or I'm going to the shop. An eyelash appointment was literally like, building it up all day. You were panicking about it before and then it would just...
Yeah, my whole day would be about the appointment.
To the appointment, which most people would go, well, that's just easy. You just go there and just sit and do it.
But for me, it wasn't.
No.
I was speaking about this the other day on my Instagram, I'd actually be rehearsing what I was going to say to like eyelash tech or to the hairdresser or something in the shower, because I would be like thinking like, what if it's awkward? I feel like people with social anxiety, and I know everyone's social anxiety might be different, but a lot of people who I've spoke with on Instagram, social anxiety comes from a place of like fear and awkwardness, fear in awkward situations, running out of things to say, saying the wrong thing, or feeling stupid after you've said something. And so like I was in the frame of mind that if I was going to meet someone, or I was going to get my hair done, or my lash appointment, I'd be in the shower and I'd be like thinking, oh, how am I going to say hello? Like, what am I going to talk about? Is there things that I could be talking about in there so the conversation flows? And it's just like my mind was in like just overdrive constantly about having to do those little things. And like Jack said, because I have my business begins with you, and it's like networking with women and working with women all the time. Like if I'm at home and I'm on my laptop, I'm fine. But it was like when I was having to leave the house and when I was put in like face-to-face situations with people that I personally really struggled. And I'm not saying like I'm over it now. It's something I have to continue the way that I am if I want my mental health to remain as it is or to continue to improve. Like I have to keep doing the things that I've been doing. And now it's not even just about like being internally healthy, because it's become so much more than that, in that like my mental health's improved. Like this is something that I have to do now. This is something I have to stick at if I want my mind to be right. And I definitely do not want to go back to how I was feeling before. Now it's like there is so much to lose if I lose this momentum, which I know I won't because I'm strong-minded now. But yeah, there's so much for me to lose if I creep out of these healthy habits that I've been doing. So it's been PTing, it's been having life coach calls, and the life coaching I'm going to go into in another vlog, but it's just having a hype man or a hype woman. Mine is a hype man. My life coach is called Zav. He's amazing. You can go and follow him on Instagram. I'll pop his Instagram here because even his stories are just so empowering and motivating. And also like not even just sticking to my PTs, but like you guys will probably know that since October, I've not been drinking. Like, there was maybe 2 or 3 occasions over Christmas where I had 1 or 2 drinks, never enough to feel tipsy or drunk, because I just recognised that alcohol wasn't something that was serving me. It was giving me anxiety after I had it, anxiety when I had it. I know it's not going to help me improve the health of my like inner body or my mental health or anything, so I've just kind of like popped that to the side. Not saying I'm never going to drink again, but it's definitely something that's just not a part of my journey right now. And it's the same with Jack. Like, we've just thought we want to be healthier people. We want to...
I'm drunk right now.
We want to be more healthier, we want to be more active, and we know that, like, especially for me, like, my lifestyle has to be a healthy lifestyle if I want to continue the way that I am and to continue to improve. And it's like, just from making those small changes at the start, which was just challenging what I was eating and exercising, everything else has seemed to like come with it. So like the mental health thing, the period, the like socializing, like everything's just kind of like falling into place now, and I'm still very much on my journey. And also like the weight loss, it was about the weight loss because, like I said, I am like 3 stone over where I've been before, which isn't healthy for me. My body wasn't looking healthy or feeling healthy, so, but it wasn't really so much about that. It was more about the mental health thing to start, and also getting my periods right, because I mean, there's just so much to think about. But the periods as well was like, if I'm not having a period, then I'm not going to be able to have children, so I need to get that right. And me and Jack are very much in the frame of mind like we want kids in the next 1 to 3 years. So there's just so much going on in the background of my head that I'm just kind of like, I've thrown myself into this journey, and now everything's like coming nicely along with it. And as a bonus, I never want to make this about like weight loss and stuff, and I never want to be a trigger for people who maybe suffer with an eating disorder like myself, or feel like that they have to lose weight to be healthier or happier, because that isn't the case for everybody, but is certainly the case for me. So the weight loss has been a bonus. I've not weighed myself. I didn't weigh myself at the start of my journey. I've not weighed myself now. I just know that I have lost quite a lot of weight through looking at before pictures, which you can see on here. You can probably see the difference yourself. And that for me is just really documenting my own progress, documenting my own journey, seeing how far I've come. My personal trainer said, look, I don't think you should weigh yourself. I think that's going to be an unhealthy trigger for you specifically, because if you're not seeing improvements, then you might, revert back. And I honestly think that's been such a blessing, like not having the scales out. I have been in situations before where I've been dieting where I weigh myself like once or twice a day, which is just ridiculous to me and unhealthy to me. So yeah, I feel really good about it. I feel really good that I didn't know my starting weight. I feel really good that I don't know my weight now, because for me the weight is like just a what's the word I'm looking for? It's just a bonus to everything that is happening with my inner health and my mental health and everything. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my journey, where I am so far, where I'm going. I'm still so much a work in progress. I feel like we're always a work in progress. Like, we're never at like the finish line. We can always improve. But yeah, I'm just really excited to keep going where I am, to hopefully get more out of my comfort zone with my social anxiety, to get better relationships and friendships through me being able to see people more, to obviously be healthier in my body, to regulate my periods, obviously to be physically looking better so I feel better. So yeah, that's everything that I really kind of want to speak about today. I hope this has like inspired you, or just shown you kind of the journey that I'm on. Having a healthier lifestyle doesn't mean you have to be restrictive with yourself. It doesn't have to be just about weight loss. It can be about an improved mental health. It has been all of those things for me. So I'm just very much looking forward to keeping sharing my journey with you. I'm going to keep you all up to date. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody will be motivated by something different and will work in a slightly different way. But the first thing for me was the exercise, because along with the exercise, because I was putting my body through its paces and like working hard, and I'd be like bright red sweating thinking that is the hardest thing I've ever done. Because I was in that kind of like routine with exercise, I then started to make better food choices, which obviously helps internally. It's going to help me have more energy, have more vitamins, nutrients, all of those kind of things. As a result, I'm obviously going to lose weight. So yeah, starting with exercise, then you're going to get better food choices. I had the life coach call before, which kind of like threw me into it. Life coaching can be different for everybody. I actually had the life coach call because of my social anxiety, and then kind of just when I dug deeper, I realized that probably a lot of the reasons why I was struggling so much socially was because I was in such disagreement with myself. Wasn't respecting my body, I wasn't respecting my mind, I wasn't doing the right things to be the best version of myself. So the life coach call that threw me into the exercise, which then made me make better food choices. I feel like, yeah, for so many different reasons, there's always been like a timeline, a time attached to me losing weight, or like I said, it's always been for a quick fix, like before a holiday or whatever. Whereas now what I've done is I've just thought, no, I want a healthy life. I don't just want a healthy 2 or 3 or 4 weeks or a couple of months for a holiday. Like, I want my life to be healthy. And me and Jack say the goal is always to, like, you know, obviously when we're out of coronavirus times, just to be able to, like, if we decide we want to go on holiday, like, we're already ready. Like, we're glowing, we're healthy on the inside, we're healthy on the outside, we feel good about ourselves, like, we feel physically strong. And I feel like that is actually also a difference in my head. Like, I look back on my pictures from when I was skinny, when I weighed less, all of those kind of things, and I feel like I don't want to be her. Like, I don't want to be that girl. Like, I feel like a lot of people like post throwback pictures on their Instagram and stuff, and they're like, oh my god, I thought I was fat here, but now I'm really fat, and all of those kind of things. And I look back, and I said this to my PT collar the other day, I was like, I look back at my skinny pictures and I don't think, oh, I wish I looked like that now. I actually don't, because even when I was skinny, I thought I was fat. My mind wasn't right, I wasn't confident with my body, so why would I want to be that person? Like, I don't want to be skinny, I want to be strong. I want to be strong in my body, I want to be strong in my mind. That is the word to summarize how I want to be. And what I'm working towards is strong. I want to be confident in your body. Confident, strong and confident. And yeah, I just feel like that's a really good way to, like, look back at when you were, maybe when you were skinny or when you weighed less, because if you weren't happy then, why like, I wouldn't choose to be that person because I wasn't happy then either. So yeah, the goal is to be strong. It's not to be skinny, it's not to weigh less, it's not to put a number on my worth or anything like that. It's just to be strong, it's to be confident, it's to have a better mental health, to, through looking after my body, look better, feel better, for my body to work in its best form, just to be powerful. Feel free to leave any questions below and I will get back to them. I will answer all questions if you have any. I never want this video to be about weight loss and how you can get thinner and what you need to do to be skinnier or thin or any of those kind of things, because it's totally not where I'm coming from with this, and I hope that's come across, because it's not about that. I never want to be a trigger for anybody who doesn't feel ready yet to get on their health journey, because it has to be in the right time for you. I feel like you have to have that kind of like trigger, if you like, to be like, okay, I'm ready now. So even if you're not in a place right now where you feel that you're emotionally ready to invest in your health journey, that is fine. Like, it is totally fine. Don't put pressure on yourself. When the time's right for you, you will do it. I've always been one of those people where I see people losing weight and stuff and I'm like, why am I not doing that yet? Why is that not me? You just have to kind of get to that point yourself, and that is where I feel like I'm at right now for my own health journey. So anyway, I feel like this video has gone on for way too long, but thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Please comment if you liked it, if you'd like to continue to kind of be updated with this journey. I mean, I'm going to do it anyway, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope you subscribe to my channel.